Hi everyone, welcome to this EYFS activity video series, today looking at communication and language. To briefly summarise, the 2021 EYFS Framework features some key changes compared to its predecessor, so it's good to consider how this affects your provision. As such, it's good to keep in mind the importance of 1. Following the children's lead. Even though adult-led learning provocations can be a great start, always be prepared to go with the flow and adapt based on what the children's interests are. 2. Keeping things accessible. The activities and continuous provision you offer in your setting must be accessible to all the children who wish to take part. This means that some activities might need to be made more simple for some children or more risky or complex to challenge others. And finally, it's important not to lose sight of the basics. Everyday events like hand washing before lunch or tidy up time can also be a learning experience and an opportunity to build on skills, even though these don't have a finished physical product. To help you get started with all of this, we've compiled activities focused on the 7 different areas of learning, and as mentioned, in this video we'll be focusing on the prime area of communication and language. According to the framework document, spoken language underpins all 7 areas of learning and development. Children's back and forth interactions from an early age form the foundations for language and cognitive development, and the number and quality of the conversations they have with adults and peers throughout the day in a language-rich environment is crucial. Within this area of learning, the early learning goals for when children reach the end of reception focus on listening, attention and understanding, and speaking. That's why in this video we'll be showing you activities focused on these goals. Some of these ideas do require adult input and setup, so it's up to you to decide how open-ended or structured you want to be depending on the children in your setting. Let's get into it. DIY telephone. What you'll need for this one is 2 plastic cups, a pair of scissors and a ball of string. And what the children need to do is cut a hole in the bottom of the 2 plastic cups and thread the string through it. This is the basis of the DIY telephone. And then, depending on what you want to do, there are various different games you can play with the children, such as the telephone game, where they have to whisper things through the cups to each other and see if they can pass on the message. This helps with their social interaction, attention and listening, as they need to make sure that they can understand the message that the other child has given them. I Spy with My Little Eye. For this activity, you won't need any specific items, but we're suggesting 10 different variations of the game that can help children build specific vocabulary around different areas. So the 10 different options are colours, shapes, numbers, letters, words, spelling, rhymes, phonics, adjectives, and measurements. We suggest that while you're playing these different versions of I Spy, you encourage the children to ask questions to each other, rather than just guessing one word at a time, as this will help build more discussion around the topic. Taboo. What you'll need for this is taboo cards. You can make your own or download the ones I'm using at the link in the description below. What a taboo card consists of is a word and a picture. So for example, this card says sun and has a small image of a sun. The player who gets this card isn't allowed to say shine or sky, but they need to try and explain to the other children what the card represents. To get the game started, what you need to do is divide up the cards evenly between the children that are going to be playing, and then the children take it in turns to try and describe what's represented on their card, all the while not using the words that are listed underneath. This game's a great way for the children to encourage discussion between each other and also build up on their vocabulary and adjectives. Well, that's a wrap. Make sure to check out the rest of the videos in this series to learn more and try out activities for the other 6 areas of learning. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest from family, and feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any feedback or suggestions. See you next time.